This is the green pan, 6-quart essential smart skillet. Today we're going to make 2.5 pounds of short ribs, which means we get to try the browning or saute feature and then the slow cook for another few hours as the ribs cook. So let's see what happens when we turn it on. We turn it on, it looks like we have it already preset perfectly for 30 minutes in 400 degrees. Start, stop, preheat. Now it's 400. So it took 2 minutes. There's a little buzz there, I think you can hear. And now we'll start browning the short ribs. That's 2.5 pounds of short ribs. And they're in there browning nicely and plenty of room because you want to have space so you don't steam them. You want to get that browning going. And while that's browning, we're going to prepare the vegetables. And we'll be browning those later. It's called a skillet, of course, but it's pretty close to a pot. Those high sides prevent splashing around of the hot oil and what's inside the pot. I like that. And now we're going to saute those vegetables. We turned it down to 375. The vegetables were a couple of carrots, 4 stalks of celery, 4 cloves of garlic, and one shallot. It's been about 5 minutes. The vegetables are cooked, not quite brown, and now it's time to add about 2.5 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, and we'll stir that around for a couple of minutes. Okay, the tomatoes and vegetables, the edges are just beginning to brown a little bit about 5 minutes after adding the tomato paste, and now it's time to put in about 2 cups of red wine, and we're going to let that simmer for about 1 to 2 minutes. And it's been simmering for about 2 minutes to take the edge off of the wine. Now it's time to put in the vegetable stock. I chose vegetable stock. You could use beef stock too. May have to add more to cover the ribs. Big pan. I want to point out down here, I chose menu, put it on simmer, and it automatically set it for 4 hours at 200 degrees. So the ribs are going to simmer for up to 4 hours. We'll check them after 2.5 and then 3, then 3.5 and see if they're ready and falling off the bone and easy, nice and tender. Now it's preheated to 200 degrees, but we're going to let this simmer a bit with the vegetable broth in there. But the presets work too. They're pretty neat. I like that. Beef rib time. Time to put the beef ribs back in. We'll add more stock to cover that up. Cover, and that's it. Pot roast will be done in about between, I'd say, 3 or 4 hours. I do want to point out that this is double-walled because you do have the pot inside of the pot where all the cooking's being done. And as you can see, it's not too hot. Up around here, it is very hot. But underneath, if you had to move it, lift it up and move it for whatever the reason, it's not bad at all. However, the reason why I bring this up is the lid is extremely hot and it does need, absolutely needs a pot holder. Oh, sure seems done to me. But let's do the 2-fork test, see how it pulls apart. And it comes apart readily. They certainly look done to me. Cut it with a fork, and there you have it. Hot, but done perfectly. Just about 3.5 hours. And the cleanup should be pretty easy. Just going to take a paper towel, and over here you see that line, and normally, as you know, in a normal pot that line would not come off, and with practically no effort at all, just wiping it down, it comes right off, and we could wipe down the rest of the pot. So we're not putting grease in the sink. We don't want to do that. And one little area of concern was right over here. See the way the crud got in there on the measurement lines? So we're going to take that over to the sink and just see how easy it releases that. And as you can see with the sprayer, it came out quite handily. Right out of those indentations. Just had to give it a quick spray. This is a great set. Super performance. Steady heat. I'm going to give this 5 stars.
This is the brand new 6-quart essential pan from Green Pan. It's a beautiful piece. Heavy duty. Very nice lid. Vented. Nice handle. Keeps your fingers away from the lid. It's not riveted, it's bolted, as you can see, so this can be removed for cleaning. The liner pan is beautiful. Heavy duty. Heavy duty, beautiful coating, and much like the same coating as the Green Pan frying pan that I've been using for almost 3 years now, and it still looks brand new like this. Anyway, it's got a little notch on the front. It's not a notch. I'm sorry, a front label to let you know where things line up, because these heavy duty contacts, very nicely done, line up in the interior with these slots for electrical contact, but just pops right in. Sturdy. Oh, the base, the inner pan also has legs on it for tabletop use, which is really nice. Simple use, on off, has menu functions and sauce with presets of time and temperature, simmer, steam function, stir fry all the way up to 450 degrees. I love that. Soup, 1 hour at 170. Brown rice, white rice, grains, and it has a keep warm feature, preset for 4 hours, but using the time controls up and down and the temperature controls up and down, you can adjust as needed. When you hit the on-off button, it goes into preheat mode, which is handy. I did a pan of sauteed escarole, onions, and peppers in it, and it came out beautifully. It washed up perfectly. Very pleased with it. Simple to use. It is round, and it does take up a little bit of counter space, but perfect for, like so many things for me anyway. Soups, sauces, stews, braised ribs, sauteed veggies, and so on. Anyway, very nicely made. Also, heavy duty electrical cord. Had a nice green tie wrap for it, but flawless finish. And like I said, I've been using this same coating on a frying pan for almost 3 years now, at least twice a week, and it still looks brand new. Because I don't use any metal utensils on it, but that goes without saying. Anyway, beautiful piece. Very pleased with its quality and performance. The sides do get a little warm at higher temperatures, but it is somewhat insulated. easy to pour it around, and the liner comes right out for table service. Very nicely done.
Quickly heat it up to 450 degrees in less than a minute. And was browning this hamburger or ground beef in minutes. It's incredible. It helps that the heating coil is built into the pan, so it heats so fast, so even. I truly did not know that I needed this pan.
Along is there are 22 voting centers open right now across the county where people are going to cast ballots. We stopped by a few today and talked to some of the people who are turning out. Things are so crazy now that we really need some leaders that show leadership, you know.